Hey everybody, T-Han 141 Homestead. Here is Tracy. How's it going, guys? I just figured I'd do a pop-up live. I tell you what, I have got some of the best friends and I'm in one of the best communities ever. The homesteading community, the squash community, whatever you want to call us. Guys, my stats is in the last one, two, three, four, five. In the last week, in the last 6 days, I have gone from 855 subscribers to 874 subscribers. I have gone from 2,992 watch hours to 3,070 watch hours. I had a gain of 40 watch hours overnight from yesterday to today. Hey, Remy. Hey, you want to come up? I'll set up the link for anybody that wants to come up. Hey, old man King. Peter, how's it going? Oh, and guy, like I said, I am in one of the best communities ever. My YouTube communities, the squash community, my homesteading community. It is just awesome. I am so blessed. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem, Remy. I hope your back feels better. Mannon wasn't mean to you, was she? Squash. And this, I'm drinking more than water this morning. Coffee, the nectar of the gods. Oh my goodness. This is a caramel nut mixture. Yes, I try not to use my Keurig machine on days like today because it's not really bright. I just looked a few minutes ago. I'm bringing in a whopping 19 watts of electricity from my solar panels. Yeah, they're pretty much getting covered again. It's raining just enough. Yeah, snowing just enough. It doesn't take long to cover stuff, but it's just real fine flakes. Yeah. Hey, Darren, if you're watching this on the replay or whatever, I planted 8 cells of your rhubarb seeds. I am excited. I figure I'll keep 3 or 4 of them because you can never have too much rhubarb because it's kind of an in-season thing. I dehydrated some last year. I think about a pint it was that I dehydrated, and I'm gonna try that in, I don't know what you use rhubarb for. Yeah, I'm preserving it, and I don't even know what you use it for. Strawberry rhubarb pie. I don't think a pint would be enough, but so I want to try. I tried rehydrating some, and hey, Dana, how's it going? Good morning. I rehydrated. I rehydrated some shortly after I dehydrated it, and it didn't have the tanginess to it that I like in rhubarb. Ooh, raw with ooh, that sounds good. But I planted, like I said, I planted 8 cells. I might go ahead and I know my niece is she is into the homesteading life. I have 2 nieces that are in. Trevor's daughter Haley is into the homesteading life. She has 2 beautiful children. Elliot is smart as a whip. Ooh, I'm gonna have to gridlessness. I like them. I like them. Hey Templin, how's it going this morning? And they got chickens and their Haley is her name, and she has a YouTube channel, but it's more of a, I think, kind of a glamour. She's got this one video where she puts makeup on her husband, or has him do her makeup. Yeah, that's what it was. She had him do her makeup, and oh, it was just funny. Good morning, T-Han 141. Hope you're doing well today. Hello to all in the chat today. A wonderful week. Yeah, so far. I basically figured I am in a race. I would love to be monetized by May 1st. Okay. I would really love to be monetized by April 1st, but that's probably not in the cards. And as I said earlier, I have 874 I have 874 subscribers. I was doing math in my head. That's why the smoke. Which is 126 shy on subscribers. And I have 3,000 as of this morning, 3,070. Ooh, spam risk. I love these. Hello? I'm calling about your car's extended warranty. They hung up. The rudeness. How rude. Oh, I have 875 now. Woohoo! Well, that makes the math easy. It's 125. Praise God, and pass the ammunition, baby. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I tried. But yeah, then I have another niece who is homesteading. She has chickens. In fact, she had to go to war with the township of Holland Patton because she's in the village. And a neighbor complained because the chickens were on her yard, pooping on her yard. People pay for fertilizer? Chickens loosen the ground, loosen the topsoil. Chickens fertilize. Hello. They take care of ticks and rodents and all that good stuff. But anyway, so she had to go to war with them, and she still has her chickens. But I promised her a couple years ago it was, I think, some horseradish crowns, because I had a guy ask me how much I would charge to rent him goats over the summer to clean some brush. Yeah, it is amazing. I just got a call. Was it last night? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. The guy who did my the driveway and the pad for where I'm going to build the barn called, and he said, Tracy, I've got a camp, and I was wondering if you would fix me up with solar so that I could run a small fridge and freezer, just for hot dogs, hamburgers, stuff like that, so I don't have to continually all summer carry a cooler back and worry about ice and stuff. And I told him, I said, listen, I'm not a professional. My house hasn't burnt down yet. Praise God. But he said, oh, and I said, but I can help you out with that. And he says, oh, I'll pay you. I said, well, I'm not really worried about that. I mean, I'll take the money, but but yeah, I can get them set up with electric for, I mean, to run a refrigerator, I just have to figure out what he wants to run so I can know how big of a system to get. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that's always a plus when when your house doesn't burn down. I have been smelling hot plastic, and I thought it might be the cats kick something. There's a little hole for a blower in the back of my wood stove, and I don't have a blower because blowers use electricity. I don't need a blower because I'm opening window, man. It's 10 degrees outside, and I'm opening windows because I'm too hot in here. But I figured maybe the cats, because every once in a while I will take a water bottle and I will go like that, and I miss the bottle can. And so I was thinking maybe they got a bottle in that hole somehow. They didn't. I checked. There's nothing there. But I shut the gas off to the cook stove. The propane, I shut it off to the cook stove. And what I think happened was somehow I got a piece of plastic in the stove or something. I have my freezer on its own system and it's all solar. So far it has worked great even when yeah. I just upgraded my system last summer. Was it last summer? Well, no, I upgraded it a couple summers ago to 1,000-watt solar panels. But then last summer I upgraded. I went from 709 amp hour lead acid batteries, 12 volt, because I'm a 12 volt system. It's just I would like to go to a 24 volt system sometime, but right now it's just not a priority. But I went from 7 lead acid deep cycle batteries to 4 200 amp hour ampere time LiFeO4. Good morning, Lynn. Lithium batteries. And man, talk about a difference. It's only 800 amp hours. So I kind of went down in amp hours, but I'm running a full size stand up freezer. I can run the microwave when I need to, excuse me. My lights are on a separate system. I run my laptop. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that it's on right there? I have the bottom wand of my new grow lights on my rhubarb that I just planted. And then I have my grow lights over here on. I run my TV. I don't even know how big that TV is. Oh my goodness. 26-inch maybe, I don't know. Flat screen TV with Fire Stick, which requires power, of course. And my laptop, my other screen, I charge my batteries and everything. I'm very conscious about what I do, what electricity I use. Like before, I had to check with this one. It's a 70 watt yeah, I think it's a 70-watt lighting grow lights. And this one over here is like 20 watts or something to that effect. Mine is 300-watt solar panels with two 100 amp hour batteries. The freezer is 5. Yeah, you don't need a whole lot. I mean, I am super excited this year about my intermittent harvesting. If you, I don't know what to call it. Last year, I would grab an armful of tomatoes, not an armful, 4 or 5 tomatoes, and I'd put them in the fridge. The next week, I would have 4 or 5 tomatoes. Still not enough to can. And so, by time I got enough to pull out the canner and stuff, the first batch had gone bad. Okay, so I ended up eating the tomatoes fresh, which not a problem. But with the freezer, I can put those in the freezer. Then when I get enough, I can pull them out and process them. I have a 40 amp charge controller with a 2000-watt pure sine wave inverter. I have a video on, yeah. I have a 2000-watt inverter charger from Renogy. And oh, thank you, Remy. We're going to have all sorts of pharmacists and patients running around saying, I'm going home and starting the homestead. But yeah, 2000 watts is what I run my house from. The 2000-watt inverter inverter charger. So when I start my generator, it automatically starts charging the batteries. And then I have a 60 amp charge controller for my solar panels. I have 4 250-watt solar panels. I bought them used, and I think the most I ever saw them get was 770 or something like that. But that's plenty for me. And eventually I want to get more battery bank. Naturally, you always more battery bank. Because I was running the generator every 2 to 3 days because it was a really dark winter. And I was running the generator every 2 or 3 days, and I'd like to extend that. And I'm nervous because with the lithium batteries, it's not like a lead acid battery where you can watch it. Okay, you're at 13.8 floating. Okay, you're at 12.7, or you're at 12.9. Now I'm at 12.7. Okay, now I'm at 12.6. That's half a battery, whatever. Or three quarters of a battery. Okay, I'm at 12.4. I better start the generator. No. The lithium, man, they ride that 13. They ride that 13, and then they go down a little bit to 12.7. When you see 12.6, you gotta hit that generator because she's gonna go real quick. Hey, it's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. I can have my coffee. Wait, Remy, you're at work? I wish I could get outside and start my garden. Burr, Mother Nature is not playing nice. Yeah, somebody mentioned that they couldn't get in their garden because of the rain. And I'm like, well, I can't walk in my garden because there's 2 foot of snow. Same here. She decided it would be funny to drop 5 feet of snow on us in the past 3 months. Yeah. March, I think we've gotten more snow in March than. Oh, remote access. Nice. Nice. You're a technical genius. Yes, you are. But yeah, I think we've gotten almost as much snow in March as we did in January. Yeah, that is crazy to me. Didn't have any snow for hunting season, which I went hunting once this year. That's going to change next year. Oh, 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 oh. I'm excited. Can you tell? Tonight, I believe it's 8 p.m. Eastern. Oh, that's all right, Marilyn. That's all right. At tonight at 8 p.m. the draft for the GGHC, the Global Gardening and Homesteading Community, formerly known as Shed Wars. I'm hoping I'm drafted. That would be awesome. Awesome to be drafted. I don't know how drafts work. The only draft I ever knew, I know of two kinds of drafts that I understand. A draft coming from cracks in my doors and windows, and a draft beer. And one I like them both. I haven't had a draft beer. I haven't had a beer in a long time. But I like having fresh air come in. And not to mention, I mean, if it's above 33 degrees, I open the front door, the sliding glass doors a little bit so the cats can get in and out. Wow. That's hard to believe, man, because I mean, we haven't gotten the snow we usually get. Yes, 8 p.m. Eastern. Let's see. Remy, if you got a chance, could you post the link to that so that people can see? I really want to build up the community, the GGHC. I'm got to get used to saying that, the Shed Wars community. I really want to build that up. I have learned so much from people making videos for Shed Wars, and now I finally get to weigh my stuff. And then next year, so there's definitely going to be some hunting in there if I get drafted. I'm pretty sure I will. I mean, they're protective of their community and stuff like that, but I'm not a threat. Yeah, so far not much snow. We can open the rabbit house windows. They are normally under snow this time of year. Wow. If you do, where do they spring workout training camp? I don't know. Hopefully it's someplace warm. It's amazing. They were talking last night. Remy's guest is in Louisiana. Remy's guest on his live stream last night is in Louisiana, and they're like, "Oh, well, he has such good weather that he can plant all year round and everything." They said some people say that he has an unfair advantage because if you were in it last year, like Remy, he can count from the end date. I think it was October 23rd. He can count everything from that day to in the off season towards this year. Okay. But the thing is what people don't tell you is when you're way down south like that, yeah, you're not limited by a cold winter. You're limited by a hot summer. Your gardening is over by the middle of June. Hey, Dave, how's it going this morning? I just figured I'd try to get some hours and because I'm in the race for monetization. It will be so nice. Everything that I have put in to YouTube, which I have I have a pension, so I have an income that comes in regardless. So I'm lucky. I can homestead full time. I've been homesteading full time for years. However, I have paid for Canva. I pay a little for StreamYard. I pay Epidemic Sound, various things like that. And then, I paid for that stuff, and it'll be nice just to take a chunk back. The way it works, John will flip a coin to see who starts, and it will fall on what he chooses, and only he will know. So he will pick someone from their list. Then Robert picks, then John, then Robert, and so on until all eligible channels are drafted. Well, that sounds. And here is the thing here. I will take, and let's see here. Let me open my YouTube and find my live stream. It's going to take forever. Pop up live. It might get loud here for just a second or echoey or something until I can turn it down. Come on. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to pin Remy's comment. All right, there is for the draft tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I just pinned that in the comments. Yes, Shed Wars is now the global gardening and homesteading community. And the reason global is there are people in other countries. I was surprised at some of the countries they mentioned that they have in there. And that is just amazing. People all over the world, which, okay, guys, we're in the United States. We garden to and homestead to help our situation. Okay. Everything I grow, I don't have to spend money to buy. There are places in the world, man, that these people do it to survive. If they don't have a garden, they're gonna be in poverty for the year. I'll come back. Need to rinse the wheat grains for the rabbits. Yes, nice. I just keep telling myself all that snow means more nitrogen for the soil. Yes. Yes, nitrogen for the soil and water for the wells. That's very important. Good morning, CNC. Chances are it's going to be longer than 3 hours, so they will do a round 2 tomorrow night. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, because you have the dramatic stuff. They'll take on their captain personas and they were talking about that last night, how they have a lot of fun and it would seem to the onlooker, to the uninitiated, that there is some serious tension between these guys. There's not. they're good friends, and I think on oh my goodness, I forgot his name. Aquaponics. Anyway, on his live stream last night, John started putting on that persona a little bit, and it was just amazing to watch. Hey, Melissa. Peter's in the house. Mahilin. Lynn. Yeah, the payments for it does add up. And you know, some of them ain't cheap. I mean, the Epidemic Sound, I find it worth it, but I need to switch mine to a yearly subscription rather than a monthly. It's $15 a month. That's a lot of money for me. That's a lot of money for anybody. But it's worth it because I haven't gotten one copyright strike from their music, and it's good music. It's not canned music. I mean, there are these places online where you can get copyright free music that sounds like an organ grinder on the street corner or in the circus. Yeah, World War I and World War II. It is funny. RG, in one of my videos, I touched on this. Trevor didn't like the video, but in World War I and World War II, you had the victory gardens. People were encouraged by the government to start a garden. Now they are literally trying to discourage people from moving out of the cities and into countries. How their priorities have changed from let's thrive and make the country thrive to let's keep people centralized so we can control them. I won't get off on that. Yes, guys, you can type !share and it will, Nightbot will share out a link to your channel. It is awesome. And if someone shares their channel, check them out. If I am really into organic growth, if you don't like the stuff I put on my channel, or you won't watch occasionally, then, well, right now I'm not gonna. Then you don't have to subscribe. But I appreciate it if you do. But if you're into homesteading and you like the channel, by all means subscribe, because it's free. It helps the creator so very much. There are times we have gone through in our online community, we have gone through so much, so many times one of us gets discouraged. Man, oh man, I'm putting all this time and work, because there's a lot of work, and most of you guys have channels and you understand this, that to stop what you're doing because I'm worried, is my camera still recording? Is that the right shot? Can I get a better shot? Can I move the camera here? All that stuff. It doubles or maybe even triples your workload while you're trying to do something as simple as put a seed in the ground or transplant a plant. All right, Lynn. You have a good weekend. It's a culture of, yes, government dependence. Yeah, I've heard that they were starting one overseas, and then they're like, now this is just anecdotal. I heard about it on YouTube, so I don't know, I'm not preaching it as gospel or anything, but that there were 3 Canadian cities that were looking into a test run of the 15-minute cities. And for those of you who don't know what a 15-minute city is, a 15-minute city is a city that is blocked into sectors of 15-minute travel, so that you will have everything you need to survive and thrive within 15 minutes of your dwelling. Then, in that sector, that 15-minute travel sector, you get so many times that you can cross into another sector a year. Say it's 150 times. If you go over that, you get fined. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm in America. You ask me for my papers, you're gonna have a problem. I'm gonna cop an attitude. And I don't like copying attitude with police officers. I have the greatest respect for law enforcement agents of all kinds, for the simple reason their job to think of what a cop, a police officer that pulls you over a simple traffic stop, the things that can happen, the scenarios that can play out on a simple traffic stop that put his life in danger. I have the greatest respect for that ever. Lynn, it's exclamation point share, not I share. I'm sorry. I do say I share a lot, but it's exclamation point share. There you go. If you are dependent upon something, you are less likely to rebel against it. Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, if you bite the hand that feeds you, you might not get fed. I watched a movie the other day. It was called Dragon Day on Prime, I believe it was. I told Trevor about it. He says, "Man, you like B movies." He said, that was a horrible movie. Production value, okay, it didn't have a multi-million-dollar budget or anything like that, but it was about and it was back when the United States national debt was back in the 20s, 20 trillion. And basically China said, hey, we need to call in this debt because we're hurting. And the United States said, wait, we can't pay all that debt. So China implemented things that they had placed in to control all the chips and everything that's made in China. They pressed a button, they had control of it. Through cell towers, they had kill codes in vehicles, and it was like an EMP, but it wasn't an EMP. That gets my mind turning. It's not an EMP, but they can control it. If you're obedient to them, they'll leave your power, your solar thing on. If you're not obedient, they can push a button and shut it off. Why? Because there's a chip in there made in China that they put that kill code in that will shut it off and turn it on at their will. And it was a good movie subject matter. It wasn't bad for production value. It just wasn't, if you're watching a movie expecting to see the Avengers quality production value, then you're going to be disappointed a lot. Morning, Sarah Sapien. How's it going? I'm harvesting a salad for a party tonight from the greenhouse. That must be so awesome. My second greenhouse collapsed. It's my fault. But my next greenhouse will be a stick frame greenhouse. I will build it myself, and it will withstand and shed snow. No more of this cheap old aluminum framing. Uh-oh. What's not true? What's not true, Remy? I don't want to lie. Revelations 21:8. Liars go to hell. You ever hear me sing the song? The kids at youth group would lie to you straight to your face. And so I had this song that actually one of my ex-fiancés taught me. Said Revelation 21:8, 21:8. Liars go to hell, burn, 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 burn. So now I got to go down to see. Oh yeah, I don't know if it's true, but think about it, man. If you're playing a long game, or are you you're talking the 15-minute cities. I hope not. I hope not. And you know, it is getting to the point where, you know, the government does want us they want to be able to control us. They want us in the cities. They want us dependent because that's more power. These people, number one, they're idiots. Okay. An American Homestead said something the other day that just blew my mind. We talk about a great reset. Okay. These people trying to destroy the world so they can rebuild it. Number one, if you destroy the system, then you will lose control because your control is through the system. Number two, these people aren't smart enough to implement something so complex as world domination. Think about it. They can't even figure out which bathroom to use. Hey guys, if you get a chance, go over and see Peter at Old Man King's Homestead. Awesome channel, awesome guy. He lives about an hour away from me. I'm hoping to take a trip to go visit him, and see his setup, his little homestead going on. Hey, Mahilin is back. Woohoo! Oh, it's a great day. My husband found our first 3 turkey eggs of the year. Yes. Yes. Now, are you going to incubate them or let the hen sit, or do you eat the turkey eggs? That coffee is good. That is wonderful. Let's see. Anna White has a good. She's on YouTube. Let's see, Anna White. Let me write that down because I've got an idea in my head, but I want to make sure that, you know, if I put the money into it to build a stick frame, I want to I want to do it right. Build greenhouse. My first one blew away. I did it with an old tent frame, garage tent frame, and regular plastic. And then my second one collapsed. I'm doing the same, Tracy. I've kept 12 large windows from my last renovation job to build my greenhouse. Once the snow melts, yeah, that's awesome. I'm thinking of using the Lowe's has clear sheet metal type panels for roofing, and I was thinking about using those for siding and roofing. The burning plastic smell, I have not found it, but I believe I know what it was. I shut the propane off to the cook stove, and the smell went away. So what I'm thinking happened is I'm not a very tidy person, and I think when I open, because I do eat a lot of home cooked pizza, not homemade, but when I unwrap them, you get those little pieces of plastic. I think one might have stuck to the bottom of my pizza pan, and that might have been giving me that smell. Even though I couldn't track it to it, it's funny. I have a lot of my old windows waiting in the garage. Hope to be able to. Yeah, I have a lot of windows, but most of them are broken now that I recycled, and they were given to me. Most of them are broken now, but I was thinking I can put them in also, because you have to have a way to vent heat in the midsummer. See, what I did, my mistake with this greenhouse that I bought, it was a good greenhouse. It worked awesome. During the heat of the summer, I took the greenhouse cover off it and I put netting on it. That worked great also. I didn't have to water because the stuff got as much because stuff got rained on. But when it started snowing, we had that huge snowstorm, and I looked out and we had like 2 foot of snow on the netting. And I said, I got to keep an eye on that. The next morning, I looked at it and the whole thing was collapsed. It wasn't as strong as I thought it was. Had I had the greenhouse cover on there holding it together the way it does, it probably never would have collapsed. Yeah, I don't know about the Great Reset thing. I do know our leaders are morons. For the most part, I believe that I've heard too much about senators and congressmen and women. They go in for their orientation together to Congress, and then after that, the Democrats go with the Democrats and the Republicans go with the Republicans, and there will be a bill on the floor, and if it's a Republican bill, the Democrats won't vote for it. If it's a Democrat bill, the Republicans won't vote for it. But then the next year, almost the same exact bill will be introduced by the other party or by their party, and they'll vote for it. That's ridiculous. It's not about parties, people. It's about what's best for the United States of America. And globally, I believe you end up with the same problem in any country, because we just have this thing. We're very lucky. We have this thing called the Constitution that protects us from a lot of the stuff they would like to do. Yesterday's conspiracy theories are tomorrow's realities. That's all. Yeah. And I understand that. I don't like getting political on the channel, But my goodness, this is affecting us. There literally is a bill in the New York State Senate right now that wants that its end goal is to make everyone dependent on electricity for heat, for cooking, for everything, for vehicles, all that, to do away with wood. They're attacking our wood stoves. They're attacking propane. Guys, number one, the electric grid cannot handle that. But it affects homesteaders. Quite simply, I will not comply. You come for my wood stove, you come for my garden, we're gonna have problems. And I hate to say that because I know that the people that will be trying to enforce the law, even though it's unconstitutional, will be the ones that suffer. Yeah, it is a hard subject for Saturday morning. Incubation eggs. Do I go there if I never ever got chickens before? Seems easier to have Chanticleer eggs than chickens. Do I go there if I never ever got it? You can. Incubating eggs it's quite involved. You have to keep the incubator has to stay the same temperature. When we were in the house in Port Leyden, the temperature in the room where we had our incubator varied quite a bit because it was a really old house. And so we had to adjust the thermostat on the incubator quite often. You have to keep water in it. It has to have a certain percent of moisture. It has to stay at a certain temperature. You have to turn the eggs. Some people turn them once a day. Some people turn them twice a day. Some people maybe more. But you have to turn them up to a certain point, and then once you hit that point, once you hit that certain point, you stop turning them. Yeah, I would not suggest starting with incubator. I would buy chicks, or you can buy pullets. It's a little more expensive right offhand, but pullets are chickens that are just like a couple weeks short of starting to lay. But yeah, when you're talking about electricity, I cannot use an incubator on the homestead. Maybe this summer I will. It depends. This is going to be I'm coming into my first summer with the new batteries. So I know in the winter I would not try to run an incubator because anything that causes heat usually uses a dead short, and that consumes the electricity. But yeah, I would definitely buy chicks or pullets for the first. Yes, I'm hoping the snow goes away. I am ready to see my garden again like I did in January. I'm ready. I'm ready to start, man. Like I said, I planted. Darren sent me some rhubarb seeds, and I planted them the other day because they're what is it, 8 to 10 weeks out, I think, before the frost. And then you can plant them, I think, before they are frost hardy, even when they're young. Oh, did you? You saw that video? Did that? Did Remy put out his video yet? I I had a thought to go and play the video, but no, I want to give him his watch time. But yeah, Remy is supposed to put out a video this morning. He made a small mistake. It wasn't a big mistake, but it was so fun. If you were there, you will always remember the day Rem's Family Farm. That's 2 R's. He forgot an R in hashtag t-shirt. And he will never live it down. And his kids will remind him by where. So I took and I made a shirt and sent one to Remy. And then his kids each wanted one. So but check out his video. It's bound to be hilarious. At 4 feet of white, I wonder if it'll ever go. Yeah. By the way, hi Jane, welcome. If I haven't welcomed you in yet, I want to do a greenhouse in the greenhouse. Ooh, a greenhouse in the greenhouse. That's interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, I'm ready for the snow to go. I mean, playing with the tractor is fun, but Remy's already calling me the tractor guy on YouTube. And I don't want to be a tractor guy. I don't want to be a generator guy. I'm a homesteader guy, man. Yeah, that's what I do. If I ever saw a Democrat that nowadays, if I ever see a Republican again that holds my values, I'll vote for them. I don't care what party they're in if they hold my values. And I don't mean just say they hold my values. I have 2 GFQ 1202s to incubate. Oh, nice. My sister-in-law at Someday Farms, hey Angie, said that she would be willing to incubate some eggs for me this year because chicks are getting expensive. They really are. Hey Angie. In Canada, we have 5 parties debating in French and English. The original Gong Show. Yeah, that's gotta be insane. You forget who you're talking to and say, oui, oui. I mean, yes, yes. I got to sleep in Rhodes. What does that mean? I got to sleep in Rhodes and I just woke up. Oh, I got to sleep in today. Okay. Yeah, you just woke up. Hey, Chris and Steph. Yeah, I got to tell you, I stayed in bed till 7:30 this morning. The cats were quite upset. And then I had almost 20 minutes just catching up on the chat from a chat room I'm in. That's good, Angie. I remember you could not sleep long in your camp. Yeah. Yes. Yes. We're losing an hour tonight. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about daylight savings time. I like having more light. I kind of set my clock by the light. Like in the summer, I'll wake up earlier because it gets lighter earlier, and I'll go to bed a little later because it gets dark later. I kind of work with the light that way. Can't have a rooster here. Well, I can, but in a pan. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you could convince them that your rooster identifies as a laying hen. I have had all three of my roosters right now were hatched out naturally by the hens on the homestead. The most hatched I've ever had was 5, and only 2 of them survived, and they were both roosters. Or no, one was a rooster, one was a hen. And then the next one hatched out one, and that was another rooster. Yeah, rhubarb from seeds. I figure, if I have one rhubarb plant out here that's doing really good, and I figure I'll plant another 3 and then give away rhubarb or whatever. Maybe just find another spot to plant it so that you can never have too much food growing, depending on where you are. I might take and plant a rhubarb plant in my mom's yard, as long as I can keep people from running over it with the mower. Yeah. Yeah. Color variations. I think you're talking about vegetables or chickens. Or the rhubarb. If I didn't know what you were talking about, Dave, I would have thought that you were talking about my channel. Took us 3 years to harvest a few stalks, and 5 till I felt they were big enough to harvest like normal. Yeah. Yeah, it takes a while. We had ours planted along the driveway over here, and it never really did very good. And then I moved it out over here by the apple tree that I planted, and it took off. It was awesome. But yeah, rhubarb, man, there is something about going outside, breaking off a piece of rhubarb, peeling it, and just sucking on it, eating it. It's there's just something about that says homestead, that says freedom, that says contentment to me. Waking up is the issue now. I'm in pure darkness. Yeah. Yeah, pure darkness. That when I wake up and I look out the window and it's not light yet, which I'm off grid, my lighting will sustain waking up when it's still dark. My laziness won't, but why? Especially now that the days are getting longer. When I have to in the winter, I try to wake up between 6:30 and 7 every day. And because that's, to me, is healthy. It's yeah, I can't wait to go watch it. But waking up at 6:30 to 7 it seems healthy to me. And if you're tired enough to go to bed at 9, good day. And in the summer, I wake up earlier when it depends, because there'd be light I'll wake up earlier and go to bed a little later because it's light till 9-ish, 9:30, something like that. I are not the tractor man. I don't know enough about tractors and engines and stuff like that. I just like playing on mine, man. That I tell you what, moving those snow piles the other day was a blast. It really was. It really was a blast. Yeah, I like when the sun is out later. Yeah. Yeah, we can decide when to get up. I don't know why daylight savings time started anyway. There are different stories on how it started. Somebody said something about the farmers, but I know dairy farmers doesn't matter whether it's 5:30 or 6:30. At a certain time the cows want to get milked. Tractor. More than meets the eye. That's a fact. I had a really good hand. I had a really good hand who died last winter. Every summer she would disappear and come back. Oh, nice. A really good hen. Nice. Nice. Those are the kind you it sucks. I'm sorry for your loss. That is awesome. That is what one of my dreams is, to have a self-perpetuating flock. Where I don't have to worry about buying chicks for the year to come or whatever. The cup, it was just a Walmart cup. I wish and it's textured. It's the way they did the. It's like you can feel it inlaid in there. My roosters are doing good. Both of them survived. I had two roosters that apparently got in a fight. There was blood everywhere. The old man rooster, Patches, he took the brunt of it. And I did a video where I put blue coat on them. The young rooster, I think, is going to lose his entire comb to frostbite, uh, which is weird because I've never had that before. But where they lose that much, usually they just lose the tips of their combs. And but they're doing all right. I mean, the young rooster is still asserts dominance over the old guy, unfortunately. So I make sure that if I put out sunflower seed or bread or anything like that, that there's some off to the side for Patches, for the old guy. Yeah, splitting crowns is definitely preferable. Well, you end up with a semi-mature plant rather than an infant. The rhubarb from seed. Yeah. My understanding in the reading, because I did a bunch of reading on how to plant the rhubarb seed. My hat is messed up. And in the reading that I did, it says that rhubarb does not necessarily come true. It's not like an heirloom. If you get a seed, you'll grow a rhubarb plant, but what variety? The variety is constantly changing. It was pretty interesting. Hey, Mike, welcome. Yeah, I'm finally getting my asparagus bed this year. I'll have one good plant that I can harvest from, and then I want to say next year, the bulk of my asparagus I'll be able to harvest. Wendy loved pickled asparagus. Oh man, she loved it so much, and she always looked for. She's like, "Oh, I can't wait to be able to harvest that, and make my make her pickled asparagus." Wow, 17. Wow, praise God, that is awesome. Oh, stay on until the draft tonight, and you should have enough watch it. Yeah. Unfortunately, I would bored my. I would make myself bored, because there comes a point, Remy, when I run out of things to say. Believe it or not, I do like the sound of my own voice, but sometimes I just run out of, and then I start getting goofy. Yeah, living by the sun is it it's nice. Now, I gotta say, I do believe in siestas. Jesus took naps, and I strive to be like Jesus. During the hottest part of the day in the middle of the summer. All right, we'll see you later, Chris and stuff. Coffee is done and have to start some chores. Animals are not being paid. Yeah. You have a great weekend too, guys. I usually do it. Right now I've got 9:53. I usually aim for letting my chickens out around 11, because if I let them out any earlier, they will start laying eggs in the woodshed and under the tool shed. Oh, thank you, Peter. We had two of them, and I broke one. The idea did not catch on globally until Germany introduced daylight savings time in 1916. Clocks in the German Empire and its ally Austria were turned ahead by 1 hour on April 30th, 1916, 2 years into World War I. The rationale was to minimize the use of artificial life and say, that actually makes a lot of sense. And I honestly believe that, okay, I am one of those. Some people might think I'm a fruitcake, and I do not hide the fact that I'm a Christian, but I believe in a literal interpretation of the Bible everywhere possible. Okay. I believe Genesis chapter 1 through 11 is foundational and a true historical account. The sun was created on, I think, day 2 or 3. Man was created on day 6. So God had several days, and for God, a day is nothing, to come up with ways to make man work with the environment around him. That's why homesteading, the very first occupation was not prostitution. It was gardening. God created a garden eastward of Eden, put man there. That was his job, was to take care, and it wasn't hard. It was enjoyable. Anyway, but yeah, I believe we are made to work with the sun. We are made to work with the moon. God claims the constellations. Yeah, Vaseline is good for the chicken's comb and for frostbite. The problem is, well, the spurs are just so darn big. Now, when Patches was wounded, picking him up, he didn't have a lot of strength. He was hurt. He was docile. The young guy, he didn't really have, his spurs were still rounded. So yeah. If it would have been, what's his name? Babe, I think his name is. Wendy named the chickens. I can't tell them apart most of the time. But if it would have been the other Buff Orpington rooster, he has got some really long, sharp. I mean, when he walks, his spurs are going like this. I mean, it is just weird. -1 Celsius, 12 Celsius now at 10 a.m. in the greenhouse. Let's see, I've got 30 degrees. So that would be about 1 below Celsius, maybe? Hey, Google, what is 30 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
30 degrees Fahrenheit is equivalent to -1.111 degrees Celsius.
That honorary Canadian is coming out of me. Hey, Checkata Carver. Welcome. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live stream. Good morning. I don't believe I've seen you in here before. Yeah, if you just to let you know, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Checkata Carver. If you type !share, then Nightbot will share your channel identifier, and we can go to it. It'll make it easier for us to subscribe. Go over and check out your channel and subscribe to you. Yeah, the bot works, and since I removed all his power, he hasn't kicked anyone off since Scott from Rambling with the Brooms. I didn't know that, but I don't remember if he typed in all capitals or a bunch of emojis, but it didn't even give him a warning. It kicked him out. And so I removed that power from him because I'll never live that down. That's like a t-shirt moment for me. Yeah, YouTube / me and you Acre. Well, I don't worship the sun, but boy, I sure am appreciative of it, and I love it. I like it when I can go out and garden in my boxer shorts. There's a visual for you, huh? No, I don't garden in my boxer shorts. I let the chickens out and check on the pigs and stuff sometimes, but that's, if you can't pee off your porch, you live in a crowded area. But now I got to be careful. I have the new neighbors that just moved in down the road about 200 yards, maybe something like that. And they Misty, if she ever needs anything, she's welcome to stop by anytime. Misty, the kids, they have children, and Alex, they're all welcome to stop by anytime. So I have to start being careful, and I'll probably start wearing shorts instead of just boxers. My chickens rarely lay an egg in the morning. They usually lay between 5. Yeah. Mine every once in a while in the summer, I'll start leaving them in for several days until like 1 o'clock, and they're usually done by now. Good morning, Tammy. Earlier this morning, I was at 3,070. So I gained from 58 to 70. That's 12 hours. And I had a drop off today. Last year, 366 days ago, I did an 18-hour day. And so that means that I did the 12 plus 18 is 30. I did 30 hours yesterday. That is cool fact. Plants were created before the sun. I can't tell you how many times I read Genesis and dig clue in. Yeah. And there are those that say, well, yes, God created in 6 days, but each day was 1,000 years. Plants can't live 1,000 years without the sun. And so it can't be 1,000 years unless God did a specific miracle each day of that 1,000 years. And I don't think he did. I think that, and the word yom, which is the word for day in Genesis, everywhere else in the Bible that it has a number, like first day, second day, it means 24 hour literal days. Anyway, yes, check out Me and You Acres. They are an awesome channel. They are building their cabin. They have lived in a camper inside of a barn for a while, and they are carving out their homestead. This year, I believe, Angie and Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, but this year you'll be able to start your garden. Oh, you have 29 point. Yeah. Yeah, it's, I tell you. Well, you're a lot closer to Lake Ontario than I am. Yeah, guys, go ahead and, in fact, I want to do that also if I can. Where is it? Wow, how far back am I? I'm going to Chikata's channel right now. Oh, beautiful. Oh, wow. Drawing and carving. Wow. I'm subscribing and hitting that little notification bell. I can't wait to see some of the stuff that you're doing. Wow, that macaw is gorgeous that you're using on your live Well, it says upcoming live stream on the 9th. Got to close that down so I can. So yeah, guys, check him out. He's got some beautiful carvings. Yes, I am getting there, slowly but surely. But it's organic growth. I really hope that people that subscribe are subscribing because they really like the channel, and they really want to watch and learn and share in this adventure. This has always been an adventure. Yeah. 11 hours of watch time a day to reach 4,365. And let's see here. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. Share screen. I don't have the other screen on, so I just share that one. And then hide that one. Ooh, that's weird on the eyes. Go to the channel dashboard. While that's loading up, let's make yes, I do have you with me. Oh, wow. Moving snow piles in my Branson, 187, 877 subscribers. Let's see here. 419 watch hours. Yesterday, I got 40.4 watch hours. That is amazing. Thank you guys so much, because I know you're helping me to get to get my watch hours. Thank you so much. This is blowing me away over here. Oh, get that off there. Come on. This is over here on the right. 3,419 views. That's because of these two shorts that just took off. That blows me away. But what I wanted to show you is, let's go to 365 days. See, this is my summer lull. And then it starts picking back up again right around August. So these won't be bad. 3, 6, 9, 4, 5, my next big hurdle will be the June 2nd. I will lose 25.7 hours, but hopefully hopefully by then I'll be monetized. And then go to my earn. Yeah, it's 3. This is updated every day. I think it's at midnight. 3,070 public watch hours. That is just amazing to me. And then everything else is done. They'll email me once I reach the requirements. So yeah, that just amazes me. Thank you, Tammy, for doing your part. I appreciate you guys so much. You'll never know how much I appreciate you. Yeah. We got Annie over the threshold. She was short about the same as me back in December. She was short a little over, I think it was 1,300 hours when she started. And we got her over the hump. Yes, me and you, Acres, Angie and Mike will be in the house this year. It is beautiful cabin. Oh, that yes we will was to my comment on the gardening. Awesome. Hey, guys, I am going to throw up, well, it's already up. Down at the bottom of the screen, the second annual Eastern Ontario Homesteading Conference will be May 6th in McDonald's Corners, Ontario. It's about 3.5 hours and a border away from me. And I will be speaking. I will be doing do-it-yourself solar systems and sharing what knowledge I have with anyone who's interested. I also I've got to send that in. There's she needs a kind of a sheet describing 100 words describing what I'm going to be doing on that. And we'll switch that to that. Yes, YouTube community is awesome. I tell you, I am so blessed to have fallen in with a great bunch of people. Remy from Rem's Family Farm, just when I met him, I didn't realize how much gold I had found. We have the group, and we're always in contact with each other in some way, and we support each other and encourage each other, and numbers are up because everybody loves tractors. Yeah, they do. I don't want to be a tractor guy, but when I use the tractor, I'll film it. You know, it's part of homesteading. They are handy to have. Just like that, moving the snow piles off my topsoil manure mix. That's something I needed to do. I didn't have to do it. Normal years, I wouldn't be able to do it without the tractor. But, you know, that's going to give me access to that good soil to put where I need to in the gardens, because I'm expanding my gardens this year. And that tractor just makes so many things so much easier and possible. Yeah, light was created the first day. The sun was created on the 4th, and plants on the 3rd. Yeah, the property of light. You have to have the property of light, and it's amazing. Some of the words, the poetic words in the Bible that talk about God stretching forth the universe. Now we know through science that the universe is expanding. It is stretching. You know, it's just amazing. I'm a late bloomer. I took over 3 years to get monetized. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know I wanted to. Yeah. My very first video, let's see, I'll take you guys with me on this. My very first video I posted on YouTube. Let's see, I'll take this to 50. One. Oh, it's going to make me go down every time. I think I got like 400 videos. So it's 1 or 100. Getting closer. It's illegal. August 10th of 2011, I posted my first video, and this was at Word of Life Island. We took man, I forget how many kids we took to Christian camp at Word of Life in Scroon Lake, New York. And I posted that video for the kids because I said, well, gee, they'll store my videos for me. This is 2015. What is this one about? September. Well, I'll be darned. That looks like the homestead. Yep, that's the homestead. Huh. That that's where Wendy and I we literally carved this homestead. That big maple tree that you see there is still the one that's still out front. So yeah, I've been going for quite a while, but I didn't get serious about it until I believe it was January 5th or 6th of 2021. Yes, I'm gonna try not to cry when I get monetized. People might see my sensitive side. Men can have sensitive sides. Okay. Ooh. I'm not crying, you're crying. Yeah. Yeah, everything in life. Man, I got to tell you, I am so blessed that I mean, I get to live here. Uh I get to do the things that I love. I'm not crying. There's something in my eye. Yes, this year's conference is going to be off the hook. It is going to be so wonderful. I'm hoping that that the conference does so well this year that next year they have to book the whole weekend. Um I the stuff we can learn from each other, the friendships we can forge, the support. How many times have I felt like, oh man, I don't want to put up another video, and Remy says, come on, man, consistency, consistency. How many times I thought, man, I'm just never going to make it. I'm just never going to get monetized, and even when I get monetized, I'm not going to make that much. And somebody will come up alongside and say, hey, hang in there, keep going, you're doing good, you know. And then to meet them face to face, you know, there are different things. I remember last year after the conference, people saying different things like, oh, I can't believe, I think it was Chris that was so tall, and uh different things like that. You know, it's just amazing. I can't wait. Oh wow, a Farmall M, a Farmall H, and a Fordson Major, and a Case. Wow, you do like tractors. Yes. Yes, there is a copyright claim. It wasn't a strike. That girl, that very first video, that girl sang a song. Who would have figured Christian music was copyrighted too? Yeah, I've got several of. Oh, forgot to bring you guys with me. I've got several. Let's see if I can get it here. Yeah, New Babies on the Homestead. I sang on this one. I sang on this one. The youth group songs that we used to. This was during the pandemic, when we couldn't have youth group. The music in the background there. Snow Camp. Snow Camp. They just do an awesome job. The rallies and stuff. Yeah, most of these are just for background music and stuff. Yeah, I was off to a great start with a copyright claim. Let's see. Well, it's you come up with the idea and you play with it for a while and you mull it over, and then eventually the opportunity presents itself to naturally do that. Do that video. You know what I'm saying? The opportunity will present itself, like the blue coat on the chickens. You can't just go spraying it. Well, you can, but it wouldn't make sense. When the chickens were injured, hey, I've got to do this, so let me film this. And you do deliver. You really do. Your footage that you guys share is really good. I'll get almost done with a project and be like, that happens to me all the time. I have no, I didn't get it. I have one of those sticker things on my finger. It bugs me. I'll play with it until it gets sore. Yeah, Mike, tell her to get to work. Just be careful on the splitter and around stoves. Then you hurt your leg at one point too, I think. But yeah, how many times I'm like, oh man, I should have filmed this. Or Trevor will say, you did what? Well, I was doing it. Why didn't you film it? Oh, when I took apart the wood splitter that I still haven't put back together, the engine, it needed a new coil. I got a new coil. I tore it apart to take the coil off to find out what kind I needed. Never thought to film it. And when you take something apart, it is a good idea to film it, because that way you can look back and say, oh, this went there. Now I don't know, I might end up having to get a new motor for it, new engine for it, because I don't know if I'll ever get that one back together. And to tell you the truth, I don't like being a mechanic. I don't like turning wrenches at all. I'll do it the same. I'll be almost done with the project and think, shoot, I should have recorded. Yeah. Last time I told her to do something, I woke up a day later. Well, hide all the shovels and sledgehammers, power tools before you do it. Yeah. It's the mind doesn't make sense a lot of times, especially when there's estrogen involved. Sorry, yes, I went there. I'm just picking. But yeah, I want to grow the channel. I know there are certain things that will help me grow the channel, certain subjects I can do. I can go out and change the oil, which I need to do on the generator, and I can get all sorts of views from it. And then if I do it right, I can take a short from that video and get all sorts of views from it and all sorts of exposure. But I don't do it. Why? I don't know. That which I would not do, that I do. That which I would do, that I do not do. Seriously, all she does is work in the trailer with no sunlight all day, every day, supporting me while I do the schooling thing. I can't tell her to do anything. Just ain't right. You're a good man, Mike, and she's a good woman. And you know what? Right now you're in school, and you're working hard while you're at school, and you're still working hard building, and she's right along beside you. Cherish those moments. I think back to when Wendy and I brought the camper up here to the land the first time. And I mean, we had our little 100-watt Harbor Freight solar panels going to keep the battery and the charging on the camper. And we just, we'd wake up, we'd eat breakfast, we'd drink coffee, we'd spend time together, then we'd get to work, and we'd work together. And that, everywhere I look, I have a memory of Wendy. She's gone now. She's in heaven. She's with Jesus. But everywhere I look, she's here. She's in the garden, doing potato bags and all that other stuff. Enjoy it. Having someone to share the experience with, having somebody to do the dishes is priceless. Just letting you know. This winter I learned I have to take it easier. I had calcific tendonitis in my right shoulder, and they had to scrape it out. Root cause was wear and tear by lifting too much weight over and over. Yeah. Homesteaders, farmers, we anybody with a real work ethic, we are hard on our batteries. We are hard on our batteries. We are hard on our bodies too. I don't know where my batteries go. I've had some people give me a suggestion of where to put it, and I assume they are talking my batteries. Yeah, it's hard, but you know what? I found the other day when I saw the cats in the boxes, I'm like, ooh, let me do a short of that. And it's over 1,000 views. But set up a camera and talk to it during the day. Now it does take time to go through the footage and find the spots you want. Maybe clap, just right there. That leaves a spike on my soundtrack that I can look for. I can just scan through my footage in my editing software, and 2 videos a week is what I did, because that's what I can do. 1 video a week is good. Do what you can do, and it'll work out. You and Mike you're living a lifestyle right now that people are hungry for, that people want to learn more and more about, because times are getting tough, and they're seeing it. We can see the writing on the wall. 2 of the largest empires, 2 of the largest superpowers in the world are circling the drain. And it breaks our hearts, but people are seeing that coming, and they're trying to limit their hurt. You know, the pucker factor is at about 10 right now. Danger. A pinch before a hug? What'd I do? But that's okay. I'll take pinches too. Remember, it's just me, my cats, and 17 chickens and 1 guinea. Personal contact isn't something I get a lot of. My mom gives me hugs when I visit her. Hey, good morning, James. Either I don't video something I should, or my camera defaults to photo instead of staying in video, and I get yeah, that's happened to me. I went and I bought this. It's a, I don't know if you can see it. It's a Kodak Pix Pro AZ528, and it's got Wi-Fi. But it's sometimes it freezes up. The other day it did that when I was doing the seeds, and I lost my whole ending, my whole wrap up, and my like, subscribe, and notification challenge, call to action, and all that. My goodbye, I lost. I either had to refilm it or use the Handsteaders footage. I used the Handsteaders footage. But yeah. Yeah, that does sound bad. Ooh, that sounds painful, having to scrape the calcium off. Yeah. Yeah, you learn. And every video, my goal is for every video to be a little better than the last. And sometimes I put the video up, and I'm watching it before I put it up. I'm like, man, this could have been so much better. I'll put it up now, but this, I could have done so much better on this. I could have explained this more. I could have done this. I don't know how, and I know I couldn't do this without my husband. One day I'll have to make a video of how this all came to be, but the initial idea of Templin Acres started on a hospital bed. Yeah. Lynn from Bucket List Homestead, that's how their channel started. She's 4 bouts with various cancers that she's had. And that's how it started. She wanted to homestead because of that. He was going through chemotherapy after cancer relapse to prepare for stem cell yeah. My wife, when we started the off-grid homesteading up here, we had no clue she had cancer. When they found the cancer, it was already stage 4. It was adenocarcinoma. The oncologist said, this isn't going to be what kills you. It was, but but we were just doing this because I read the back of the book. We win, but I don't know how hard it's going to get. And I mean, Trevor and I, when we were working on the roof of this cabin, Trevor, we were talking about the rapture and various biblical things. And it is so wonderful having my brother. Actually, he's the reason I asked Jesus into my life. But he's like, well, if you know that the end of, we're in the beginning of birth pains and time is short, then why are you building the house? I said, well, I know from the beginning I could be building this for someone else. My pantry that I stocked up, everything in my pantry might be for someone else to stumble on and say, food, we've got food we get to eat, not only for today, but for the next couple of days. Oh, wow, look at this. We've got a garden place all prepared that we can grow stuff in. Wow, we hit the mother load. We get to eat today. And then I love Bibles. I collect Bibles, and they find the Bible and start reading it and say, wow, this really happened. It's just amazing. Yes, hard times make strong people. They really do. It amazes me the cycle that if you look, okay, you have hard times that built the United States, say. Let's just take the history of the United States. Okay, hard times. The people struggled through those hard times, created the United States. Things got better. People got softer. Then you would have a war, French and Indian War, and the generation had to harden up and learn a bunch of lessons quick, and they got hard and prospered. And then as the prosperity, the generations that came about during the times of prosperity, they got soft. Something happened. World War I, World War II. Times got hard. The people hardened up. The generations were hard. Then things got better because of the hard people working for it. People got soft again. And that's where we're at right now, is everyone is so soft. We're expecting things. Why should I work when I got people that want to give me everything I need? Yeah. And now we're in the beginning. I believe we are in the beginning of some serious hard times. Things are going to get bad. They already are. The reason that I started homesteading, that I started prepping before I even knew what homesteading or prepping was, the reason I started gardening was because I wasn't making a whole lot. I was making $700 a month, bring home, and my rent every month was $350. So we started gardening, canning, stuff like that. And then times got better for me. Times got better for me. We moved back up to Port Leyden. So it's funny. We moved back to Port Leyden so that my family could help Wendy take care of me. I had a breakdown. What it was Desert Storm came back and bit me in the head. And so times started getting a little bit better. I ended up helping with my father ended up having a stroke. And so things were hard. So we started preparing and saying, wait a minute, I do believe we are in the end times and things are going to get hard. We need to stock up. We need to prep. We need to, and so we got into the homesteading life. And that led us to being off the grid. Well, what really led me, what cinched it for me was there was a program where you could, we had National Grid, and they were charging so much a kilowatt hour, and there was another provider, they used National Grid's lines or whatever, and they sold it cheaper, but you had to sign up every year to get the discount. We forgot to sign up one year, and we ended up paying like $200-300 a month for bills for electric in the winter. And I said, no way will I ever be gouged like that again. It was found to be illegal for them to do that, and they had to stop doing that. But but things got bad. They started getting harder, and so we moved off grid. We carved it out, the first couple acres for the camper and stuff, and we just kept working to make it better. I have a yard now. I have a garden. I'm about to expand to 2 more garden areas. I'm about to, this spring, God willing, the creek don't rise and I ain't giving the creek a vote. I'm going to have a barn this year so that I can get wabbits. I want wascally wabbits. Trevor told me the other day, he said, Tracy, he says, you might want to buy a rabbit, butcher it and eat it so that you'll know if you like it. And that makes perfect sense. However, having the rabbits there that I can rely on, that I can say, okay, mama, you're going in the cage with daddy, or yeah, mama, you're going in the cage with daddy and make babies. And then, okay, mama, go ahead and you're separated again, have your babies. Boom. Weeks, months, whatever the gestation period is. And then you end up with more rabbits, and that's meat, you know, that's a lot of meat, you know, depending on how many does and how many bucks you have. You know, that's a plus, whether you like the rabbit meat or not. There might come a time when flavor isn't all, whether you like it or not. That's not, you know, I have that choice in my vegetables. I have that choice. I can hunt for venison and turkey and stuff like that. But with rabbits can be a fallback that produce a lot of protein. Oh, that's something I never thought of. Cat food for the rabbits. Yeah. Or yeah, rabbits making cat food. Yeah, pick up another 4. Yeah. I know Marilyn, she raises rabbits and eats them year round. That is a staple of her diet from Little Homestead by the Beach. We like rabbit meat, but stopped raising them several years back, starting up again this spring. Yeah, because I'm looking for supplements. I have not. Okay, I have enough sweet Italian sausage from my pig to last me over a year. So why would I spend the prices on beef that they're asking in the stores? If I wanted to spend money on on meat, I would go to my son-in-law and my daughter and buy meat from them. He raises black Angus and red Angus cows, and sells them. I can buy meat from them. It's, why would I give money to the store where they're going to where I don't know what antibiotics and stuff are in it. I don't know what they've eaten. My son-in-law and my daughter's cows, he can tell me what they eat. You know what? I found out the other day, we were talking. I gotta stretch for a minute. Oh, holy cow, I've been on 2 hours. Woo. I was talking to my son-in-law the other day, and we were talking about this whole Purina chicken feed and stuff. He says, I don't buy feed from any store. I said, well, where do you get it? He said, I got a friend I buy it from. I said, yeah, and he makes his own. I said, yeah, but where does he get the grain for it? Because some of the problem was in the grains. And he says, no, Tracy, Papa, he grows his own grain and mixes it himself. And that is phenomenal. I'm planning on ramping up again. We just made a dozen nesting box. Nice. I have rabbits and need to get some in my freezer. Yeah. Isn't rabbit on the biblical forbidden food list? They don't have hooves, and I believe they chew a cud. They don't, it's kind of, they chew a cud. However, I believe, in my understanding of the Bible, when God set the moral law is set in stone. Okay. The whole law is set in stone. But when God set like the dietary Levitical laws, I believe God was setting Israel apart from the pagan practices of the countries surrounding them. I do not believe that those parts of the law were for us. Now, the diet, you want to do a biblical diet, that is wonderful. But it's like I eat pork. I love pork. Because honestly, now if you're Jewish, I do believe that I would never put anyone down for eating a Levitical diet. But I believe when Jesus did away with a lot of, not did away with, but fulfilled a lot of the laws. Like Peter was on the roof of, and he was praying, and God sent down all these unclean meats. And he said, Peter, kill and eat. Peter says, no, I've never touched what is unclean or common. And God did it several times. Now, God did that, telling him, listen, I'm about to send you to Cornelius, I believe his name was, the Gentiles. I'm opening up salvation to the Gentiles. But see, a lot of the reason for some of the Levitical restrictions were Israel was supposed to be set apart, distinct and different from the countries around them. And because they were supposed to witness to those countries. Israel didn't, unfortunately. They did not. They did have a great effect on them, but they didn't do it to the extent they were supposed to. But nothing that God has called clean is unclean. And when, correct me if I'm wrong, when Moses landed the ark, God gave him all that which creeps, crawls, and walks on the earth, the animals. He gave them all for meat. If you're Jewish and want to be Levitically adherent, that's great. That's wonderful. I personally don't believe it was meant for us. The law is fulfilled through Jesus. Jesus did not abolish it, but he fulfilled it. And Paul said, the Apostle Paul said, I believe it's in Galatians, that all things are lawful to me, but not all things are prudent. All things are lawful to me, but I'll be held under the power of none. Basically saying, I can do whatever I want, but I change what I want. God changes what I want to do because I trust him. So yes, that's a personal decision that you're going to have to make, and I don't hold it against people. I know an American homestead is Levitically observant on that stuff to a point. He won't eat certain things because of Levitical law, but you can't tell me that he doesn't trim his beard. When you get into following the law as a salvation technique, you can't do it. It's impossible. That's why the sacrificial system was in place, because you can't do it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get preachy. I love talking the Bible, guys. I love it. I have spent the last 30 years of my life studying the Bible. And the first few years was trying to prove it wrong. Well, I ended up going to a Bible Institute, but it has proven itself accurate to me time after time. I love talking theology. I put some apple seeds in the fridge last month, and I just checked on them, and they are sprouting. Wow. Nice. Do you have a place picked out to plant your apple trees? I have 2 apple trees planted. I have one that's in a pot that I really need to get transplanted. And they should be blossoming and bearing fruit here real shortly. I have 2 Asian pear trees. I have 2 Bartlett pear tree, a Bosch pear tree. I have a plum tree. The peach tree I don't think is going to make it. But yeah, I have a spot over to the side that I've been clearing out for years. I removed the stumps for an actual orchard. It hasn't happened yet, but we need to I need to keep working on that. I need to get more cultivars of apples and pears, so that, because the pear trees need a different pear to propagate, to fertilize the flowers. And up on the hill here, I do have enough apple trees up on the hill that mine will pollinate my apple trees. If not, I want to make the southeastern corner. Yeah, nice. I know that the apple will not be true to the parent, but it'll still be an apple. Yeah. Yeah. Now the seeds from mine, because there's actually an orchard, an apple orchard to the south of me, almost, if I'm picturing it in my head, it's almost directly south, that has gone feral. It's actually fenced in for cattle, I believe. But those might be some prime apples that are just small because of not being pruned and taken care of. If you want to learn about pruning apple trees, especially, but any fruit tree really, Back to Eden Gardening, Paul Gauchi. He has some awesome videos. I believe, what is his name? He's a big YouTuber. Justin Rhodes did some videos with Paul Gauchi, and Learn to Survive, I think, is Paul Gauchi's son. Does where they follow him around on the tours, and they follow him around when he does the pruning of the apple trees and stuff. It is awesome to watch. He does a lot of grafting. I've done some grafting here. I've had a couple take. I'm excited to see, because I figure, hey, if I've got 2 cultivars on one tree, they can pollinate each other, and I'll end up with, wow, think about it. I don't know if these are the actual 2, but a Macintosh and a Honeycrisp. Woo, that would be a good apple across between them, all right, guys, I am, wow, 2 hours and 17 minutes, 16 people in here. Wow, this has been an awesome live stream. Figure that's 20 hours, or around 20 hours. That's awesome. Oh, no, that's fine. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, and I hope you enjoy the channel. The community here that surrounds my channel and the Rem's channel is, oh, there goes some snow off the roof. Yeah, there's another 6 or 8 inches of pile that has to melt before I can do. Yeah, and I appreciate the hours. I really do. Yeah, an orchard is cool. Think about it, man. All you got to do is go out there when everything is still dormant and do a little bit of trimming. I believe the rule of thumb with apples, it might not be this way with everything, but if it's pointed up, if it grows up or down, you prune those. If it grows out, you leave those, because those are your fruit bearers. You go out and you prune, and it gives you fruit. It gives you food. I had the worst problem ever this last year. I had to dig up almost half of my garden because the strawberries took over. My food went wild and was taking over my garden. So I scooped it up and I put it on the because strawberry plants, for the most part, are they grow low. I put it on my shooting range. I have the Guy Farr Memorial Shooting Range, named after my father. Yeah, I might try to bring some in May. I know I want to bring something for people other than stickers at the Eastern Ontario Homesteading Conference. Whether it's plants or whatever, I want to bring something to share. And that's something I can share is I can when I prune my trees, whether it's for grafting or rooting, that would be really awesome. Instead of iShare, it's exclamation point share. Try exclamation point share instead of iShare. Oklahoma. Oh, so you've had a nice growing season. That's got a nice long growing season down there, I believe. Cool. No, not capitalize share, exclamation point. The shift and the one. Exclamation point share. I am in Canada and can get elderberry cuttings for $2 a piece. If you want elderberry, now I don't know if they're American elderberry or whatever else, red. I believe they're red elderberry, but I have elderberry that I can take cuttings from and bring for free for you. Because it just started growing wild. Praise God. It's like my heel all and what do you call it? Plantain grows just about everywhere. Dandelions, everything is showing up in my yard. I don't trim my yard back down as low as most people do. Yeah, that exclamation point share is what you need to do to have it share out your. Yeah, there you go. Now she'll do it. Come on, Nightbot. I think that I already let's see here. I think I already subscribed to you. Come on, watch on. Come on. Oh, my computer is so slow right now. I don't know why. Whew. I'm about to have to get something to eat. Oh, I took out bacon. Oh, yes. I took out bacon, so that'll be good. Let's see. Pause that because I don't need to see myself. Chakota. Yep, I'm subscribed. Yeah. Yeah, I've got chamomile. I've got all sorts of herbs that were sent to me that I can't wait to plant. Gifts from the birds. Yeah. Random plants that are, yeah, absolutely. I have blueberries planted. They haven't done a whole lot. I need to acidify the soil quite a bit, I think. I'll get some pine needles from Trevor's. Chamomile coming up in the beds. Ooh, blackcurrant. Nice. Gooseberry jam. I want to make some crab apple jelly. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I got blackberry jelly. I have blackberries that will take over. I just let them grow around the perimeter of the farm. Well, all right, guys, I am gonna let you go this time. Y'all have a great day. Have a great weekend. Remember tonight, I believe it's pinned up at the top still. Yeah, the draft for Shed War, formerly Shed Wars, but it's the GGHC, the Global Gardening and Homesteading Community. Yeah. But y'all have a great day, and thank you so much for stopping in and saying hi today. I appreciate it. I love these conversations. All right. Y'all have a great day, and God bless.